In the previous videos, there were some civil communistic cars mentioned. Then we spoke about sports and race cars of that era, and also a couple of limousines for rich communists existed too, though there is a special group of vehicles we did not cover: off-road, commercial or any other utility vehicles which were made within the East Bloc. Praga V3S. Vojnový trojtonový špeciál, V3S in short, means military 3-ton special, and it is also very often nicknamed as the V3S. This truck was a popular utility vehicle with an extremely good off-road capabilities, carrying up to 3 tons of cargo. The engine inside was the Tatra 912 air-cooled unit, which was loud, reliable, and was hard to overheat. Winter cold starts were difficult though.
To nateče, dobře se nateče.
Nebude mokrý, nebude. Musíme přeplavat.
My to tam jdeme.
Tatra 138 and 148. Both the Tatra 138 and 148 were produced in 4x4 and 6x6 layouts, and carrying capacity of 12 tons. Typically, an air-cooled engine was placed above the front axle, sending its power through a transmission with 10+2 gears. The engine received longer stroke from 130 to 140 mm, increasing the displacement to 12.7 liters, and gaining 22 horsepower. Škoda 706. The 706 name has a nice logic behind it. It suggests a usage of a 6-cylinder engine and carrying capacity of 70 metric tons. This model was launched in the 1939, but it was redesigned and improved during its 50 years of lifespan. Many will remember the newest model with the simple cube-like cabin and 12-liter engine. Lada Niva. The Lada Niva is a very old car, still being produced with a couple of improvements over time. It was never beautiful, high-tech, powerful or fuel-efficient, but it is one of those smallest 4x4s able to put in shame a much larger off-roads. The thing is, this Niva had a locking cent diff, short-range gearbox, and some versions even had front and rear LSDs. Avia A series. There is a joke that the Avia is the world's fastest vehicle on the road. It always is in the lead of a traffic jam. These are very common around here. Their sound is very unique, and one can easily recognize it. If you see any design similarities with the Renault Savian commercial vehicle, you are not far from the truth. Avia actually bought the license for it. Barkas B1000. Do you know the Warburg 353? Yeah, of course you do, as a regular viewer of my videos. The Barkas B1000 shared its 1-liter 3-cylinder DKW engine firing in the 2-stroke cycle. It was the only commercially sold light van in the East Germany, and the company made them in numerous versions. As an interesting fact, it is worth a note that some customers had to wait over 10 years until their Barkas was produced. UAZ 469. It is said that every man from the Eastern Bloc knew about the UAZ 469. Besides the Niva, it is able to go anywhere thanks to a 4x4 system with disengageable front-wheel drive. The engine has its roots in the Volga cars, and it was adjusted to be able to consume also low-grade gasoline. That's why it has a terrible fuel consumption of 15 to 9 mpg. Škoda 1203. You could see these everywhere as a light utility vehicle of any company, ambulance, hearse, firefighting vehicle, or even police. The first sketches were drawn back in 1956, although the production was launched in 1968. The engine was taken out of the Škoda 1202. First, it was produced in Czech Republic, but in 1981, its production was moved to a city of Trnava in Slovakia, and it still is produced by a small independent firm today. KAMAZ 4310. Built purely for military use, the KAMAZ 4310 saw the daylight for the first time in 1971 as a concept. After a couple of enhancements, it was put into production 10 years later with the YAMS 740 naturally aspirated engine and permanent 6x6 wheel drive. It is able to carry up to 6 tons and furthermore tow a 7-ton trailer. Some were sent to the former Deutsche Demokratische Republik as well. Tatra 813 and 815. Tatra had two other major vehicles on the market at the time. The 815 sold with a V8, V10 and V12, and its successor, the 813, simply more worthy of a note. With the only engine available, the chassis range provided layouts from 4x4 up to 8x8. The latter one, also known as the Coloss, had a towing limit of 65 tons. Though the Tatra 813 could tow up to 100 tons in case of the 6x6. UAZ 452. It is a surprising fact, but the UAZ 452 is still in production since its introduction in the 60s. Originally, it was powered by a 2.5-liter engine, able to burn as low as 72-octane gasoline without any issues. Naturally, a short-range transmission and all-wheel drive system were standard, as was its impressive gradability, ram angles, and wading depth. Today, it is being installed with a 112 horsepower, 2.7-liter power unit. Gas 66. In our countries like Czech Republic or Slovakia, we used to nickname this car as Gazík, which became a synonym for off-road capable vehicle, a Subaru Forester for example. As a 4x4 truck, its carrying capacity was up to 2000 kilograms, being powered by a 4.3-liter carbureted petrol engine. It was manufactured in the Gorkovsky Automobilny Zavod on the west of the Soviet Union.
А Женя расстроился, уехал?
Давай, 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 давай. Право руль, право, право. Право.
Скажи
руль.
право руль ему.
Ну, там, я еще право, право, право руль.
Сейчас заглохнет.
RO24 series. Produced in Romania, the RO24 was a utility vehicle for various purposes. There was an SUV, pickup, or even convertible, available with many different engines. There were some NA petrol, diesel, and also turbocharged diesel engines by Arrow, besides others by Toyota, Chrysler, Peugeot, Ford, and even a 200 horsepower 4-liter by Cosworth.